moving on to the main topic.
Moving on up to the side.
2020 has come to an end. It's been a fantastic year.
19.
Not really. Oh, 2019. You're right. I'm retarded. So 2019 has come to an end. It's been a year. Some good, for some interesting. At the very least, we've had a lot of happenings going on with the podcast, at the very least, and the members of the show. But we are here not to reflect on the year in our lives, but what we experienced. Boys, we're going to go our top threes in a few different types of media. We're going to start with video games, of course, because it's mainly a video game podcast. We do everything, but mainly video games. So, boys, we're going to start with video games. Then on to movies. Then on to anime. And finally, music. I will ask for a top three. If you can't come up with three, that's fine. They do not have to come from this year. I would prefer if they did. If you played, but obviously for many reasons, some people didn't actually play a lot of stuff this year, and some, So, excuse me. So we'll go over that. Give a bit of a reasoning as to why we had those in our tops, and that will be, and we'll go ahead and wrap up the show after that. So, but we'll go through each every one. Oh my God, each and every one of them. Give our answers, and we'll go down. We do a round table thing, and we'll maintain that. Do you guys want to do like everyone do their three, everyone do their two, everyone do their one?
Yeah.
Or just
Yeah, we'll do that.
okay, okay, we'll do it that way.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is, but it's fine. We got three here, so it's. I didn't mean to say. I was gonna say diversity, but that wasn't the right word. But whatever. I'll
go last.
All right, cool. So we'll do Sam, Kyle, and then Sean. We'll rotate. We'll start with video games, and we'll start with number 3. So, Sam, out of all the games you've played this year, again, if it is from this year, state it. If it isn't, state it. So it's not. Someone may or may not know if it's something that's more niche. And just what you thought, why you think the game deserves that spot in your personal list, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So my number 3 is, it's not a game, it's a genre. The reason why is that I put a lot of time into it. My number 3 is fighting games in general. I played quite a few this year.
I'm thinking if I'm going to allow that or not. Do you have like a certain one you played? You can't say that?
Well, see, that's the problem, is I played a lot of them. Like I went through the entire... I can't, because all of them were fun. Like I played King of Fighters, I played Street Fighter, I played Mortal Kombat 11, I played Tekken 7, I played all fighting games. I couldn't pick one. So that's why I put fighting games as in general as my number 3, because I had no other really thing. All right, how about this? I'll say my number 3 was Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. How about that? Is that happy?
Sure, that works.
Happy. Okay. So I had always liked fighting games. I wasn't good at them, obviously. Not like really bad. But I started watching Maximilian Dude on YouTube.
I love him. He's dope.
And that's the reason why I started playing them so much, because man, I really want to like play more. So I actually got the collection on Switch, and I started playing through them. I landed on 3 because I played Street Fighter 3 Third Strike before quite a bit. But I just really got into it, and I used Ken because I like him the most. I used Ikubi, Ikubi, I think that's her name. She's like this ninja chick, and I liked her, but she was just, I don't know, I couldn't get into her. But Ken, I used a lot more. No, I for some reason I just got a kick into the fighting games, and I just played them on in, just playing against computers and stuff, because my internet's trash, and I knew if I went online I would get destroyed. But I even got a fight stick for it. I even used it. It's an entry level one, so it wasn't like top 10 of 2019 sticks, but no, I really enjoyed it. It's the fact of learning combos and pulling them off. Just being able to get a perfect, or come back from having quarter health to like destroying your opponent is pretty awesome. Yeah, but that was one of the games. That's one of the genres that I really played a lot this year was fighting games, and I'm hoping to do that more with Guilty Gear, with Grand Blue Fantasy, and any other fighting games that get released this year. So
Nice. So that was number 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm thinking, I know my number 1, like hands down, obviously, and I think if anyone's listened to this show for any length of time, they'll probably be able to guess my number 1 from how much I speak of it. But I'm kind of stuck at my 3 between a few possible titles that came out this year. Some really fucking damn, dude.
Wow, you didn't prepare? I haven't listened to everything. Sheesh.
Yeah. You expect this show to prepare? Fuck off with
I
that.
did my homework.
Nah,
Oh, Sam,
we don't do homework here.
they somebody made a Castlevania class for 5th edition.
Really?
Yeah,
fuck you guys
it's a
talking
specialist. It's kind of like a combination cleric. It works a little bit like a cleric.
Is
even though
it a Belmont? Is it basically a Belmont?
They're called night hunters,
Oh.
and they specialize in hunting unholy monsters.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's like a bat. Well, it would be a warcaster cleric. No, because they don't use magic, do they?
Well, they have limited access to magic.
Yeah, it's like
There's,
like a half caster.
Yeah, there's a series of spells that they have access to, and
okay.
that's it.
Fuck.
And
Sorry.
So is it a fighter cleric? I'm guessing.
yeah, basically,
Cool.
heavier emphasis on fighting with the
Cool.
support coming from the magic.
I'm so
Nice.
So I'm basically stuck between, for number 3, I'm stuck between DMC, Sekiro, and RE2. And it's really fucking hard. I think I'm going to give number 3 to Sekiro. I really enjoyed Sekiro. It's also like, damn. Yeah, I think I'm going to give 3 to Sekiro. I really like, now there were some things with Sekiro that I didn't very much enjoy in regards to Dark Souls as a franchise. Some of the elements they had stripped away from the original games that made it more of an RPG, where Sekiro was very heavily an action game. Now that was the intention, so it's just more of an issue I have personally, but it's nothing like game ending. And they might, and I'm sure they'll go back when they make the next Dark Souls and make it more RPG like and actually have builds and different stats and stuff. But I really like the absolute refinement of combat that Sekiro had presented, and just it was like the first game that I played with sword fighting that felt like it was legitimately 2 masters of sword fighting going at it. Like when you fought bosses, like it felt like you were in like this brawl to the death. The way the parrying system worked and the time frame you had to do everything, and how you had to whittle away to their guard in order to get like a heavy hit on them to do enough damage and to continue. So a lot of it was this assault, and also keeping in mind their moveset so that you can prepare to either parry or do anything like that. And it really did feel like this like really fast-paced game of just chess, finding exactly what you had to do at what point to be able to come out on top at the end of the fight. And they really did master that. And on top of that, they had a really pretty world. Music was really good. A dope-ass presentation. Some really memorable boss fights, as for both difficulty's sake and also where you were fighting in the arena and all that. And I really did enjoy Sekiro. And there was a lot, when you did master it, you really did feel like you had like become a god at what you were playing, and it was really dope. So that's probably why I would give it my number 3. I think some things that the story wasn't phenomenal. It had some cool moments, but for the most part, it was nothing like crazy. A lot of it was just the fact that you were playing a difficult game, and the story was kind of like a backlier. It wasn't anything insane. In my opinion, it wasn't. So I'd probably give Sekiro number 3, which is crazy because it won Game of the Year, but I'd give it number 3. So, Sean, you're number 3? If you have
Bloodstained.
Okay.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is definitely my number 3. If for no other reason that the gaming populace at large has been begging Konami to give us a quality Castlevania game, and while Kojima gave us an interesting game in terms of that, whatever you want to call it, that Devil May Cry knockoff that they released on PS3, and then it's much less exciting sequel and in between quel that was released on the sequel was on PS3 and the in between game was on PSP or Vita. I think it was Vita. The series had potential. It just needed to be its own thing. I mean, even if they had done it as a spin-off, rebooting Castlevania isn't what anybody wanted or needed. Just like when they decided to try and reboot Devil May Cry, and the entire world was like, fuck that. And so nobody went and bought the fucking game because it was trash. And then they brought Dante back because they're not fucking that stupid. They're Capcom. I really liked what I got to play of it. I thought the artwork when it was fantastic. The music was fantastic. I thought they added new elements to it, but they still kept the core gameplay the same. My only missed aspect of Castlevania is I liked the 3-dimensional games that weren't on PS2, especially the second one. I was exceptionally fond of, and I'd like to see them also explore that direction while staying true to the side-scrolling. A bit like they've done with Mario, release a side-scrolling one, release a 3D one, release a side-scrolling, a 3D. I really wish they would fucking do that. But I was just ecstatic to have something Castlevania-worthy in my hands that did a callback to Symphony of the Night. And it wasn't, and I was really sad when I lost all my games because I had a massive collection. But my daughter bought me the 2 Chronicles sets on PlayStation 4. It's on her system. I don't have discs for them, but I've got, this is not an answer to your question. I just was excited to share this. I have American and Japanese versions of Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3, Castlevania 4, Castlevania, all of a sudden my fucking brain's not working, but the one that was on Genesis, Bloodlines, Castlevania Adventure 2, and Kid Dracula, and then I've got a version of Symphony of the Night, and which I also have the PS1 download of, and then I've got, and those are slightly different because of the emulation, and then I have a version of Rondo of Blood, which I think is ripped from the one of the variants that was on the Vita game, where it had the rehash where they redid the graphics in the original. But those are cool because I get to play those. But I still wish I had been able to finish Bloodstained.
Okay, I'll take it. Again, we know that there's enough. There's justification to it. So.
Yeah.
So
I'm a fanboy. The music's great. The controls were extremely sharp. The boss fights were challenging. It was a blast to explore. They did an excellent job making a fairly massive game out of it too. So if anybody got a chance to finish it, I'd love to know how good it was.
Nice. So number 2. Oh, boy, just yeeted his microphone. So number 2, Sam.
My number 2 is Mario Maker 2. I played the first one quite a bit. I think I've made one level and didn't do anything after that. But this game, this game I really enjoyed. I put the most into it, making levels, and it's been infrequent with its updates. But I just had a really big update recently that made it even better. We get to play as Link, which you get to play in like the
that's pretty cool.
Super Nintendo, the Super Mario Brothers style. He has a lot of abilities, which is really cool. I even made a level using him.
Did they design him like in Legend of Zelda 2 or
no? It was like the first one, but they made some new like animations and like sprites for this. It's he's not the the tall short shorts or short tunic one. This is just like stumpy Link.
okay.
But no, they just added that, and I think they're gonna do some more. But I really like this game. I played like all the popular levels. The story mode is actually really cool because it gets you to understand the mechanics of how certain things work, and it really helped with developing levels later on. So yeah, I really think it really occupied my time. I watched a lot of videos related to it on how to play and stuff. Like there's a guy named Carl Sagan. He's a
Like
YouTuber.
the astrologer guy.
Yeah, he named him.
Scientist?
He is his name. He chose. He's one of the speedrunner guys that play Kaizo stuff. There's also Grand Pooh Bear. He's also another guy who does a lot of YouTube videos. Speedrunner. So I got into that kind of thing, learning about speedrunning old games and stuff. But no, it's really good. A lot of people said it was just basically a big expansion, which in a way it is, but then also too it definitely expands upon what the first one did. So I really think it separates itself from the first one. But I'm looking forward to see.
Still have a standalone game in it, because I thought
Yeah.
the first one came with a full Mario game in it, and then you could make all those other levels and stuff.
It technically does. It's just not packaged like a normal Mario game. Like you have levels designed by some of the original creators behind those Mario levels. It's just not packaged in a way where you have an overworld and stuff. Like in 2 at the very least, it's set up like you get these missions and you go do them, and they're all different levels personally designed by the team that show off the game's mechanics to kind of give you an idea of what you can do when you make them. And then if you ever want to, you can go online, and there's just millions of levels made by the community.
Yeah. And like a lot of the new mechanics, like these on and off blocks that we can create, either open up or close.
Yeah.
You have a lot of the swings are really cool too. Just a lot of extra mechanics and a lot of the creativity in this one is off the charts. Like a lot of people really went ham on designing. So yeah, that's my number 2.
Nice. Okay, so my number 2 is, I've talked about this one a lot too, but it's gonna go to Death Stranding. I really fucking enjoyed my time with Death Stranding. And it gets a lot of bonus points because it is able to create an engaging gameplay loop and an engaging story and an interesting world that's like deep in a